Hi, how is everyone doing? Hey guys, it's Michael and it's Monday, March 31st, the last day of March, and we have just finished week 3 of my creative recovery. Week 3 was about recovering a sense of power, and okay, this week, let's talk about it. I had a good week. I had a great week. I had the week off from work and I got to spend time with like so many friends. It was kind of a lot because I don't do this often, but it was like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Like I was hanging out with like different people all day. Um, Tuesday, Monday, I don't remember. But I remember this week I kind of started with like a Sunday, I think a Sunday, Saturday lull. Because I think that like I had like such a great Friday. Um, because like that was the opening of my show that was just so awesome to have like so much like friends and support around. And then like Saturday, I think it was like a dopamine crash. Of like, oh my gosh, like, okay, now what? Um, and slowly rising out of that. But this week, I was the first week where I didn't do one of my weekly morning pages. I didn't do it, I think Saturday night, and that was like, I don't know. I think that I should be more like um dedicated to the idea of doing it in the morning, like really trying to do this like first thing. I think that like Miss Julia, she says that like we start avoiding the morning pages when there's something that like is really when there's something that like we don't want to address and like notice and give our attention to. So I don't, she was basically like, okay, you got to push through that. And that's where like good stuff comes from. But I think honestly, um, I feel like this week I didn't really like engage with the work as much as I would have liked to. I did. So she does have this like detective work exercise in it, where she asks you to like freely associate with like I think there's a lot more, 13 maybe on the next page. I did do this exercise, which was good. And but in like this chapter, she talks about shame, and how to like overcome it, like the importance of overcoming shame. And that was like something that I definitely got to write about and start to unravel a little bit more. She's like, you have to be able to, um, you have to be able to get it out on the page, diffuse your childhood shamings, and share them with like a trusted non-shaming other. Um, and I think that like I was able to get those out on the page. Next step is to like share them with someone. But she really emphasizes that like just giving attention to that will allow yourself to heal. Um, and the antidote for shame is self-love and self-praise. Um, she also talks about like criticism in this and overcoming criticism. She talks about how anger is a map and it shows us where our boundaries are, like points us in the direction of what we want. And synchronicity, and how basically we need to accept our desires. And I think this is something that like was really difficult for me recently, because right now I'm like Okay, well today I got a um I guess like a rejection email for a like show that me and my friend applied for together, which was like, oof. I mean, you know, I think any like rejection email is like a tough hit, but it's okay. Like that's fine. We'll apply for a different one. Like I'm not pressed about that. Um, but I also am like waiting for a couple more like decision letters in the coming weeks, and I've kind of been undermining myself a little bit. I honestly think a lot, because I have really like been like, I don't know, thinking about the possibility of, if I didn't get this opportunity that I really want. And I think I've been thinking a lot more under that framework and thinking of like the likelihood of me not getting it than me actually getting it. And she says like here that um she says like in the like section on synchronicity that we in her experience, the universe falls in love with falls in with worthy plans, and most especially with festive and expansive ones. I have seldom conceived a delicious plan without being given the means to accomplish it. Understand the what must come before the how. First, choose your what you would do. The how usually falls into place itself. And then she says, the universe is prodigal in its support. We are miserly in what we accept. All gift horses are looked in the mouth and usually return to sender. We say we are scared by failure, but what frightens us more is the possibility of success. Take a small step in the direction of a dream and watch the synchronous doors flying open. And I think that I feel like I am really scared of the possibility of success. I feel like I feel like I am scared of like things actually going my way, or like the my desires falling into my lap, um, because I feel like I think she talks about it some more of like we're scared of that in general because like it proves that like the power is in our hands, and it proves that like we can't hide in the fact that like she connects it to God. And I don't know if I like highlighted that part, but basically like uh if we like it's easier to believe that there's not a God because then we can just say like, oh, like, you know, things aren't working out because like they were never meant to, or you know, like we get to feel comfortable in our powerlessness, versus like accepting the fact that we do have power and that like we are in control of like actually getting the things that we want, and like following through on that. All to say that me personally, I think that I have like in my censor, she talks about the censor as like this voice that, you know, is trying to undermine you and not like a true voice of reason and like coming for you. And I think she also says that it gets stronger as you get stronger. And I think it has been getting stronger, and I think it's been undermining me in this idea that like I'm not going to get these achievements that I'm really working towards and striving for. And I'm like, it's disguised as a sense of like, well, I'm just trying to be practical and like I have to be prepared. But I feel like going back to this idea of like understand the what before the how, like I need to be rooted in like what I want and what I'm doing. Um, and yeah, just like I've noticed it with like well, because the same day I skipped my my morning pages is also the same day I skipped my like workout routine that I've been trying to do and like I've been pretty consistent with. But like I I took like a break from that, and I think that it kind of aligned with the idea that like I'm asking myself and like the universe to allow me to like do things that are hard, you know? Like I want to be able to be resilient and strong and like be capable of doing hard things. But as I'm asking that, there's a resistance of like, oh, like now I'm doing hard things and this is hard, you know? Um, and that I feel that like when I like don't want to do like my workout routine, and then also as I like kind of imagine this future project, you know, that I've planned, and now I'm undermining myself and like um and I think that's also related. I did some I once I was able to label that this is like the censor at work, and that my censor doesn't want me to feel like capable of doing this. I was able, because she's like, okay, there's always somebody like someone is always your censor, you know, like where did this originate from? And then I was able to kind of place it, and I was like, oh, this is genuinely like the government and culture. Um, because like who I'm waiting to get my decision from ultimately is it's like a government based program, and that's what's been like kind of making me nervous, is the fact that like they have to judge me and criticize me, you know, in order for me to like be successful. And like I am like very uncomfortable by that fact that like I um am being judged in a system that like I understand and know in my core is flawed. Um and that tension between like, okay, well I want them slash need them to accept me, you know? And ultimately like that is a structure that I want to dismantle. And like there's like um like the cultural hierarchies of importance and like um that I'm being scaled upon are really like ultimately like not made for me, and not made for really like um a lot of people. So once I was able to recognize that that's where that was stemming from, and the fact that that's why I feel like um discouraged right now just in my own anxiety of waiting, um I've been able to feel more powerful and being like, no, like like this is something for me. This is something right for me, and I don't need to feel like I need to discredit myself right now. And yeah, so I think that's been good, of like having that reflection, feeling like stronger about that. Um, but I feel like kind of overall I felt a little weak. Um, felt a little disconnected from these pages. I feel like I didn't really do a lot of the tasks. Um, but you know, as I'm like reflecting, I'm like, no, like I've been in this. I've been in this, so I think also like um I was watching a video about like micro habits, and about like ultimately I think also in this book it talks about like ultimately like we return to similar patterns and places, but the goal is for us not to be looping in the same space, but like spiral out of it, you know, um like instead of just being self-contained, or like yeah. So small little adjustments are actually really really important, and like big markers of success and determination, change. So I feel like I am in those like same cycles, but I am doing a lot of different things to help me like move out of it. Let me show you one of my faves right now. So I'm trying to drink more water. So I have my little cup, and I saw this in a video, but to like set your intentions into it and like just set your intentions before drinking it, saying a little prayer, putting a little magic in it. And what I've been doing is I'll be like, okay, all of my dreams, all of my wishes, all of my pursuits are going to come true if I finish this whole glass of water in like one sip. If I like chug my water, and I've been getting my 8 cups in because of that. I'm not gonna do it now because it's like a lot, and I also think that like people don't tell you to drink like 4 pints of water. They tell you to drink 8 cups, and I think this is about like a pint. I think it's like 16 ounces, right? And it's just like too much at once. It's just kind of like too much at once. So, but maybe here, the intention is like to here. Okay. Okay. So my dreams and my intentions are gonna come true. Wow. Feeling fueling the body, keeping myself healthy, feeling good. And I think that's part of like honestly like she doesn't tell you that you need to do all the tasks. She says try at least half of them. And ultimately like the artist state and the morning pages are the most important. But um yeah, I don't know about so the check-in like what she has here. How many morning pages did I do? Why did I skip it? Skipped it cuz by the time I had time, it was like past midnight. And I was like I just am like I I don't know. I wanted to go to bed. So that was that. Second check-in. Did I do my artist date this week? I think it's hard for me to understand fully what I can count as the artist date. She, I think, defines it as like an hour that you set aside and plan to take care of like your inner artist and like do something with them. And like, I think she also kind of emphasizes the idea of it like just being you. I'll say that like I was hanging out with a lot of people this week and we did a lot of fun stuff together, which was great. Like I went to a like dance class. I like went to a dance class. I went to a performance art show. I got to like do, hang out with people. I made art with a friend, which was so great. And but I think like I got to finally finish a weaving that's been on my loom for like 5 months now. And so I think maybe that could be my artist date for this week. Um, of like getting to take care of like that relationship a little bit. But yeah. I've also been like taking myself out on like walks recently, frequently, just like 20-minute walks, which has been great. I think she also emphasized this idea of like it doesn't need to be like a full block of time always, because you are like, just like if you have a 15-minute lunch break, like do something for yourself in that time, like really try to squeeze it in. But that's about the artist state. I'm gonna try to focus more this week. Number 3, did you experience any synchronicity this week? I think I did, because I like, yeah, I think just some things are aligning in really nice and beautiful ways. That's like very exciting. So that's really cool. I will say last night, and here this goes back to me being scared of the idea of success. Um, like last night, I think I spent like an hour looking at like job boards trying to find something for the summer. Um, and that it always is just such a like life suck when I'm on the job boards. Oh, it's always a life suck because like there's nothing there that's actually in alignment with like myself, I feel at times. And mind you, I already have applications in at places. I have an interview set up for one. I don't even think I don't really think that's like the ultimate. I don't think it's the best place for me, honestly. I am waiting. I'm hoping for an interview for a place that I feel like is in more in alignment. But yeah, and it's like, yeah, like I know that I was wasting my time yesterday, and I think that came from a place of like fear and like refusing to allow myself to um like accept the idea that I could be successful in like other ways, like in the seeds that I already planted, you know. So that's about that. Number 4, were there any issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery? Describe them. Yeah, I think that my anxiety this week um about kind of like not accepting um like the things that like I'm working on, you know, like not um feeling as confident and like taking as much pride as I should be in those. But we've we're working through that. So I feel better about that now. Um Week 3, recovering a sense of power. Yeah. I feel like I feel like that's good. So today is technically Monday, and I need to read through week 4, which is recovering a sense of integrity. Preview: this week may find you grappling with changing self-definition. The essays, tasks, and exercises are designed to catapult you into productive introspection and integration of new self-awareness. This may be both difficult, very difficult, and extremely exciting for you. Warning: do not skip the tool of reading deprivation, which I don't know what that points to, but oh, here it is. I'm gonna read this, I think, more slowly this week because last week I did it all in one chunk, and then it was kind of like returning to them. I only like returned to the pages at the very end to kind of like look at the tasks and look at the like other stuff. So I'm gonna try to spread it out more in my week, keep it more like, but like more like ongoing in me. But these reflections help to kind of cap end and like feel like it all. Because I think that stuff is happening even when it doesn't feel like it's happening. But yeah, that's my week 3 reflection. A little bit longer than the other ones, but I guess like it feels good because I think has really a lot has really happened and like changed, which feels awesome. I guess trying to be less nervous, trying to feel more confident, and yeah, I'll keep you guys updated next week on how I recover my sense of integrity. But thanks so much for hanging out and chatting with me. Like, comment, subscribe, and leave a little comment. Let me know what type of video you want next. You know, I would love to know. Okay, I hope you guys have a great week, and yeah, TTYL. Bye.